Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm very, very excited about this show. I think it's going to end up being a very, very inspirational show for all of you to watch, man. I'm going to be talking to a very, very good friend of mine. We go way back, man. Back in the URs, you know. We don't say US, so in that time we say URs. You know, we good friends. And then he came to Ghana for a while. He was actually working at on Joy FM. He was doing the midnight shift. He has a very great voice, you know. So he was doing that midnight shift, and all of a sudden I didn't hear from him for a long time, you know. And I'm guilty. I didn't even check on him. I just figured, well, he's probably no longer doing radio. Then I learned that he actually was paralyzed. He's going through brain surgery. He's going through so much, I don't know, pain. But it's amazing that he's here today to sit down and chat with us, to tell us what he's been through, to inspire all of us that if you have the positive mind, it can be done. Put your hands together. Let's show some love for Scooby. Scooby, how you doing, man?
I'm pretty damn good.
Wow.
Yeah,
like I was telling them, you're doing the midnight shift or something,
yes,
and then I didn't hear from you again. What happened?
Well, I had what's called an Arnold-Chiari malformation. Basically, if you have your cerebellum, which controls your motor skills, is pushed in when you at birth. It's just a defect, and the brain liquid that flows into it ends up creating a tumor. But it grows at such a slow rate that you don't detect it till you're like in your late 40s and early 50s. So my mom died in 2009, and I came down. I got the job at Joy FM, as you said, and then the pain started increasing.
So you're having like headaches?
Yeah, headaches a lot. And I would take, pop some pills, and it would go away. And I used to get headaches when I was a little kid, so I thought it was just the migraines. I wasn't tripping. And on and on and on and on, but it just kept getting progressively worse. Until one day, I got up out of my study to go to the living room, and I fell. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't understand it. So, of course, I called my brothers over. They all came and went to 37, and they said, oh, you just have a herniated disc. So they were going to give me rehab, but the rehab wasn't working. I went to a holistic place. They gave me sesame seed oil, tried all kinds of things. It still didn't work. So my older brother said, like, you know what? Why don't you go back to America since you're from there? Just go get it checked. If everything's okay, you can come right back. I get to America on the 10th of August of 2010, and on 2011 I got admitted, and I had a 13-hour surgery on the 18th of August of 2010.
13 hours.
13 hours, because the tumor had engulfed my whole spinal cord. So I lost dexterity everywhere. And after the surgery, they had to peel off the tumor, because if it bursts and landed anywhere, I'd be paralyzed.
Wow.
Matter of fact, when we went into the room, the doctor told my sisters that he wasn't a religious person, but in this situation, he suggested they should pray, because he wouldn't promise them that I'd be able to come back out of it.
Wow.
So that's how it happened. And then I ended up living in the hospital for 6 months. The reason I remember that is because outside my window, there was a tree, and it was summertime, so the tree was green. As you know, those seasons change in America. So over time, the tree started changing color till it became bare and all the twigs were just showing. That showed how long I had been in the hospital for. And then when I came home, you know, most homes aren't built for handicapped people. So I had to get used to that all over again. I had to wear diapers.
You're wearing diapers?
Yes, I had to wear diapers. It was just, you have to understand, a lively person, as you know me, and then to be stagnant and stuck in one place all the time, and you get bird baths where you get bathed in the bed. You don't go to the shower, you use a towel. For 3 years, I didn't even shower once.
Really?
Now,
bed bath for 3 years?
Yeah, bird bath for 3 years. And I'm a leftist. I'm a lefty painter, as you probably already know that I paint. I lost use of my arm to paint. I couldn't move this arm at all like before. So I had to teach myself to paint all over again. It was very depressing.
With the right arm
With
now?
my right hand, yes. It was a very depressing 3 years. I would not recommend it to anyone. People get cancer and it's sad and they die, but there's nothing like being live and being paralyzed, not having any control over your body movements, and having a nurse coming in to take care of you when you go, go to the private, 1 or 2, all those things tax on your mind. And I'm really amazed that I'm actually sitting here, you know, and loving Ghana and loving life and painting again and all that kind of stuff. So, and I work on the radio again, you know, just like I wanted to.
You're on Oman FM now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, what
yes.
shifts?
It's 10 o'clock to 12 on Saturdays and Sundays. So check it out if anybody wants to, because I play pretty good music. And like you said, the voice, you know, ain't too bad neither. So.
Show so loud, show so loud. So these 3 long, painful years, mentally, how were you coping? What was going through your mind? Were you just embracing and saying, I'm going to stick with it, or?
You know, one of my brothers said at my birthday party when I started to walk a little bit, they threw a birthday party for me in New Jersey, and an all-white party, and he made a comment. He said that the personality that I had as a child, I was so free-spirited. You remember me when I was a kid, and I've never really changed, was what saw me through it. I really didn't know how I was going to survive it. I really didn't have any answers. I had no idea what I was going to do to walk again or what was going to happen to me. All I know is I was wheeled back and forth, and I cried a lot, and I painted a lot. That's all I did. In fact, the 3 years I taught myself to paint with my right hand. I brought some paintings actually. Maybe I can show them to you sometime.
Yeah, yeah.
But
we'll show them on the screen as we talk.
All right. So then I just painted. Painting really saved my life, I have to say, because that's all I could do. So I would sit there and tears would be running down my eyes. You know, my dad was a painter, and I studied art in graduate school, so I was an art professor and all that kind of stuff. So that's all I did was paint, 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 and a year went by, paint, paint. I had antidepressant pills. I was taking oxycodone. I was taking Xanax. I was taking Percocets. I was taking baclofen. I was taking amitriptyline. I was taking Lyrica. Wow. I was taking, gabapentin, Neurontin. I was taking all kinds of drugs, and I was like a zombie. You know, like I was just high all the time because the pain that I endured, when you have nerve pain, it's chronic. It never goes away because they had to remove some of the nerves for my body to, you know, to recover. So I just did it day by day. I don't know how I did it, but I just was like, well, this is your situation, so make the best of it. And I just did, and then day by day, I got better, and then I got better, and then I decided to come for a visit. But when I came, my son's mother had gotten married, and she was going to Italy, so I decided to stay to take care of him. And that's how I ended up being in Ghana. And then I found a job doing radio, and here I am.
Show some love, man. So there was no time that you were thinking, is life worth it?
Oh, I attempted. Matter of fact, this is going to be the first time my family's going to even see this. But I took, there was this pill I took called amitriptyline. It's an antidepressant, a pain aid, and a sleep aid. And if you take one, you can sleep for like 24 hours. I popped like 6 of them.
Really?
I guzzled it and drank juice. My sisters assumed that I was just really tired because I couldn't sleep at night because I had so much body pain. Nerve pain is like a burning sensation all over through your body. And I took their pills, and I almost went under. But that's what I'm saying. I think I'm still not done for what I'm supposed to do on Earth or whatever, because the doctor even said...
Was the intention to end it?
It was, yeah, to tell the truth. I can't deny. I have to be honest with you. I didn't want to live anymore. But, you know, I don't know who believes in God or who doesn't, but I prayed to whoever's governing this world or this earth that I have a son. And my dad died when I was his age, and I'm my dad's age and he's my age now. So I figured that I had to live. And through the when I was comatose, in my dream, I had a dream that I was coming out of a bright light, and my son was standing in the distance, calling me to come, while this thing was pulling me the other way. And I shook, and then I woke up. I slept for 3 days, and I woke up. And when my sisters left me alone because they would wake me up, feed me, give me my medication, I'd go back to bed. They didn't know I had taken an overdose of those pills. It's probably the first time they're ever going to hear this when they watch this broadcast. So, yeah, I did. But right now I'm like a happy guy because even though I'm not as mobile as I could have been, I go to beaches, I do whatever I want to do. You know, I go out and have a good time. So I feel like I've been given a second chance. And so there's something in the works for me. I just don't know what it is yet. But I'm here to receive it, whatever it is. Cause,
wow.
You know,
wow.
Yeah.
Show some love, man. Show some love. So, what's your new perspective on life?
My perspective, you got to live it to the fullest. Don't leave caution to the wind. You're going to make mistakes. I think the reason you make mistakes is so you can do a better job the next time. I remember when you had the court thing, I was watching TV and I'm like, wait a minute, that's Tim. We all call him KSM, but we go way back. Because Charles, my brother, would always say, Tim. So I was like, wait a minute, isn't that him on TV? And I'm thinking to myself, from the NAFTA days and refining what you're doing and getting better and better and better. Some people were actually impressed because when you called and I had your name, you said, you know him? I'm like, yeah, I know him. You know, it kind of made me feel good because I'm like, wow, you know. So it was just perseverance. And if you look at my paintings, that's really what made me know that there was life is worth living. We're going to die anyway. We ain't going to stop that. But while you're here, you got to make some kind of a mark or an impression or leave your name or do something. As like my dad, as you know, had the TV show, was a scientist, was an artist. He was in so many baskets. And my brothers, you know how they all are. So I just decided that leave caution to the wind, you know, and just be good, be sincere, have integrity. Don't try to screw people over, because that happens in Ghana all the time. So these cab drivers who are telling you, if you speak the way I do, and they're like, mark it up by, I lived in Ghana before, you ain't trying to lie to me, I already know. So that's what I would give my advice to everybody else. And women, if you meet a good guy, don't try to think he's going to give you money, or because he talks the way I do that I have a whole lot of dollars to give you. So you never know who really likes you or who doesn't. Other than that, just try to be good to people that you work with. I can see that you're in charge here, but all your people that are very free in their expressionism, they don't feel like you're looking down on them, even though they know that you are above them, and you make them feel as though they're part of something that's worth doing. And that's what I'd like to see. If we could do that more in Ghana, we'll probably go, you know, our state of mind would get us so much farther ahead with all the problems that we usually have.
Put your hands together, man. Scooby! Man, you know, thank you so much for coming to share this story with us. You know, you have no idea how many people you've inspired, man. You have no idea.
Oh, well,
you know,
I'm glad I can be of some kind of service to people.
Yeah. And I think if we've learned anything at all is that
don't give up.
Don't give up.
You know,
don't
give up. Because I mean, I gave up. I did, but something didn't allow me to. And now that I'm realizing, like, my radio show is really going really well. You know, people are listening to me. Something I studied journalism in college, undergrad, and I paint. So I'm doing two of the most important things in my life that I enjoy doing. Yeah, I'm not a wealthy man, but I enjoy my life. I get to eat my pizza when I want to. Now they have KFC here. They have KFC here, so
you're cool, man.
I'm saying, you know, and then the ethnic food ain't bad neither. You know, sometimes I get honeys come through and cook me some ethnic.
And the ratings on your radio show go off the roof, because now everybody's going to tune in.
Yeah.
To listen to this guy.
So check it out. 107.1 on Oman FM, 10 o'clock on Saturdays and 10 o'clock on Sundays.
Put your hands together, man. Show some love, man. Thank you very much, folks. We have Scooby in the house, and stick around. There's more to come. We'll be right back.
At this moment, I thank the government that when the task force came and destroyed our things, they hear us and they survive. They supply all the things as they destroy. So I give the thanks to the government. I share, and I know that they listen to the they listen to the and they love us.